Morning here, and this would be the recap for day 29. Pretty sure it's 29, so I'm getting back on counting. Yay me. So heading home right now from a relatively short night out. I think I've been out for like somewhere between 1 and 2 hours. Very, very short. Nobody's here, so obviously didn't pull. And honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed in myself tonight. So most of all, I'm actually making this video for future reference, so I can go back and watch myself tell future me, stop being such a fucking pussy. So what happens tonight? I went out initially with one of my wingmen. Yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. So what I often do is I find leverage in having wings around me, and I went out and I'm like, I let him know, like, fuck, I feel like I should do, like, I have a fear towards approaching on the dance floor right now. That's what I told him. And he's like, I challenge you to do it, right? So that's kind of the leverage. People around me know that I can't really resist a challenge, and more than anything, that's probably because it comes from within, and the fact that I actually want to make that improvement on myself. So naturally, once I push it out there and I have that extra leverage and form of social pressure, I will do it. So I told him, fuck, I really have a fear against approaching on the dance floor right now. And then he's like, I challenge you. I'm like, fuck. So I actually went up to the two cutest blondes that I could find on the dance floor. And this is where the world sometimes surprised me. So I walk up. I feel completely, it wasn't the first approach of the night, by the way. It was like number 3 or 4. I was getting in a little bit of a better mood, but still had a hard time approaching on the dance floor. So I went up, and again, this is where the world surprises me, because I'm like a little bit uncalibrated, not uncalibrated, just a little bit like nervous, a little bit of shaking maybe, actually a little bit. It's just not like super smooth, and I realize it doesn't need to be, and I don't really care much about that either. It just makes it a little bit harder. I think maybe I put that extra pressure on myself. I'm not sure that, like, oh, I can't do it smooth right now. For some reason, I tend to like do a bit of self-sabotaging on the warm-up sets, and I definitely do not push them far enough. That's something I worked on way back, like a year or 2 ago, and then I actually felt like I overcame that plateau, but now I feel like I'm struggling with it again. But that's what happens. So you live and you learn. But what happened was that I was a little bit uncalibrated, and I was not very, like, I was kind of static. I wasn't very moving a lot because I didn't feel like dancing at the time. So I'm like, hey, what are you guys, whatever. I don't remember what I said. I was just like, hey, hug, what are you guys out celebrating? I like to hug at the open a lot. It's kind of an easy way to get physical, really easy, and it will also make you open up your body language more, I feel like, because if you get rejected on 1 or 2 sets of doing that, it's because it's more of an ask. It's a little bit permission seeking, more of being a command. So you can be like, hug, or you can be like, hug, right? So those are different, even though it's the same word, and it's all about the delivery. However, what happened is that I didn't, like, after a few words back and forth, I asked, so okay, I'm obviously just the next idiot of the night, but out of curiosity, which number am I? It's just like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, people talking to us? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And it's just like, you're actually number 1. So that's kind of interesting, like how that the world surprises you sometimes. Wasn't really expecting that, because as I blatantly told them, I was like, hey, you guys look like, women that people, or like guys, will hit on all the time. I can't really believe that I'm the first one on the night. And then strangely enough, I met them like an hour later, and they were like, nope, you're not the one anymore. So drinks kicking in and everything, so that's wonderful. That's how it is. But yeah, sometimes the world can surprise you, and I think that's a good lesson, that don't really trust your fear at all, which is something that I can't really tell if I'm a little disappointed in myself. I can't tell if that's like genuine disappointment, or if it's more of me being hard on myself. It's kind of hard to tell the difference. But want to use the ending words here for a shout out call, like, Future morning, wake the fuck up. If you have a fear towards something, just go for it anyway. You are good enough, man. You're good enough as you are. And just embrace that. Embrace yourself, and go for it. Yeah. Fuck yeah. All right. So good night, guys. That was all for today. And once again, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.